Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms for June 11th, where we go over Black Mirror in the Twilight Zone. We just finished up the final episode of the Twilight Zone last week, so we are back going to Black Mirror. We are completely and totally skipping Season 4 for now. Season 5 just came out last week, so we're totally just we're just bandwagon around to that.
Well, I mean, it's only 3 episodes.
It's 3 episodes. We're going to get through the 3 episodes of Season 5, then turn probably right around and do Season 4 of Black Mirror. And then eventually we will get back on the rabbit train thing with the Twilight Zone, the old version. And we'll just kind of be there probably for a while. Because after we do Season 4 of Black Mirror, other than Twilight Zone, we don't really have anywhere to go unless we want to add another show. Which we could do. We could start jumping back and forth between some of the things. Let's see, I forget what it's called, but on Amazon Prime, they have a series also that's anthology. So we could do something along those lines. We could really take a slight detour, but kind of it's anthology seasons, and jump into
American Horror Story.
American Horror Story. Since we've kind of gotten to this point, but that's a topic for another time. We still got about another month and a half or so till we have to really worry about it. Maybe more closer to 2 months. So it is current, like the June, July. So in August we'll be figuring this out, and that'd be right about our year mark too.
Dun dun dun.
No.
Where are we?
With what?
Exactly.
Anyway, episode 1, season 5 of Black Mirror, called Striking Vipers. And I totally nailed it. I'm like, it's probably going to be the name of the game. And it's like, oh, look at that. It's the name of the game.
So, quick summary without spoilers, I guess. You pretty much learn from any of the just written summaries that it's about 2 friends who haven't seen each other in a long time and rebond over a video game that they used to play.
VR game.
Yes. It stars Anthony Mackie, our very own Falcon, and now he's, Things.
Things?
He's now Things. I'm sure by now they've seen it. Okay,
should we probably spoil things?
Sure now.
Has everyone on the planet probably seen the movie?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
But still, Anthony Mackie, the only person that really matters in this episode. I don't know anyone else's name, because they didn't matter.
I forgot her name because she has more of an interesting name I probably can't pronounce, but the girl who plays Mantis is also in here.
Yes, she is.
I can't remember her name.
A roundabout way, she's totally in this episode.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Totally in this episode. All right, so some top levelness.
You'll get it one day.
What? It's hard. Top levelness. What are we thinking? Spoiler free, without getting to the main plot of what this episode actually is about. What do we think? How do we like it?
I think we are going along the lines of it was a great episode. It was very high quality as far as, of course, the acting, how it looked. It felt, like we're going back into that high quality stuff compared to, some of the episodes of the Twilight Zone that we watched.
Yeah. I mean, they're always shot well, but we definitely had a lot of issues with the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
We really jumped around. It's like, it's a 2, it's a 4, it's a 2, it's a 4, it's a 2. No. Like, what is going on here?
No. So definitely we're working with the high quality things, but it overall as a start to this 5th season, it felt more Twilight Zone.
Yes, which is the biggest detriment to this episode by far, is that I have to say this felt like a Twilight Zone episode. It didn't feel what I've come to expect and what I love about Black Mirror. This didn't feel like Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch was so cool, so well done. Really great. You've now seen the first 3 seasons of Black Mirror. It has a feel. It has a style. It is intrinsically based around technology for the most part, but it always has a feel. It feels like Black Mirror. You know what that is.
Yes.
And I have a standard when it comes to Black Mirror.
Yeah.
This did not raise to that occasion.
No.
Great episode into itself, as if it was any random thing. If this had been an episode of The Twilight Zone, I'd be like, one of the better episodes. Really well done, super great. But...
Well, yes, when you think about it, it's like The Twilight Zone is very open-ended. Pretty much they can use any concept from any genre and just give it this eerie, weird, just tale. But Black Mirror, their sole focus, most of the time, but literally how they've advertised themselves is basing the story around some sort of technology and making that almost the main focus, or at least either causing the main conflict or solving the main conflict.
Yes. Most of the time with most Black Mirror episodes, if you remove the technology out of the episode does not work anymore.
It just falls apart.
It can't work because it is intrinsically tied to the technology. For the most part, there are exceptions.
But even still, even in the episodes where it wasn't, it still had that eerie... Well, to me, I haven't seen, I guess, the change in Black Mirror, but
yes.
To me...
Seasons 1 through 3 are dark.
Yes.
They're very dark. The series as a whole was very intrinsically tied to being... It's based around technology, and they are dark and depressing. That is what Black Mirror is. Season 4 came out, and it's like, that is, okay. Half the episodes are dark, and the other half aren't so much. And this goes further in that direction so far. We're only seeing 1. I'm very curious to see where episode 2 and 3 go. I've heard very, 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 very mixed things about the season so far, what I've seen, and I can understand why now.
Yeah.
This just doesn't have the same standard that Black Mirror has built. And that is by far the biggest complaint about the episode, because I thought the episode was actually super well done.
Yes.
It was super well shot. It was super well paced. It was super well... The acting was great. The story, which they told, was really well done. It just didn't feel like Black Mirror anymore.
Yeah.
And it makes it so hard.
We can't really go any further into it without...
hard. Yeah. That it was so well done, and I really did enjoy it. I liked the story they told. It just didn't feel like the Black Mirror anymore.
Well, let's move on to our rating, and then once we get to the spoilers, we can actually dive deeper into why. Because right now, we can't really further that until we actually spoil
the technology is the VR component of this episode. But this episode would also work if you took it out completely, without any real issue at all. And that's, again, an issue. As I just said, that technology is supposed to be intrinsically tied, and you can't take it out. This one was like, sure, take it out. Doesn't affect anything at all.
It turns into like a daytime movie or just a short
stuff we've seen before in a lot of ways. This does it really well, but it's nothing we haven't seen.
Yes.
Anyway, begrudgingly, sadly, I didn't want to.
Yeah.
We lost 2 companion cubes.
It was hard. It was hard. This one that was actually really, really difficult. Like, it's not like the Twilight Zone episodes we were watching where right off the bat, like even in the middle of it, we could stop and go, this is what's wrong with it.
Yes.
And by the end of this, it's like it was literally the main thing. Like,
it's sad because in the end, in my opinion, there's actually nothing wrong with this episode. It's a perfectly fine episode. It's a perfectly good episode. And if it was a Twilight Zone episode, it would probably be more of a 4. But it's not a Twilight Zone episode. It's a Black Mirror episode. And when a Black Mirror episode, I expect better. And this just didn't bring the goods, unfortunately. It didn't. It was so far off, in my opinion, what Black Mirror should be and is supposed to be that it didn't. Can't earn the same score.
So yes, we are giving it, sadly, 3 out of 5 companion cubes.
It hurts my heart a little bit on the inside.
It does. It really does. So if you haven't seen the episode, please go watch it. It really, really is worth it. Like, it really, if the only problem we have of it is the fact that it doesn't feel quite Black Mirror-ish.
And if you haven't seen a lot of Black Mirror, I think you'll enjoy this episode quite a bit. Because you're not going to have the expectations we did for it.
Yeah.
Because I had really, really, really high expectations. And again, it didn't meet it. We're moving into spoilers. That's what we're doing.
Go watch.
Go watch the episode. Come back. Watch the spoilers. If you don't really care, you don't watch Black Mirror, you're just watching us to watch us, well, we appreciate that. Throw a like on the video. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. Our numbers have gone down again. I don't know why. People just say, yeah, hey, we're going to subscribe for episode 2. You know, we don't like you. And they leave.
Twilight Zone ended.
Bounce.
We liked the last episode of Twilight Zone, and everybody hates us.
I don't know your name, buddy, but you commented on the last Twilight Zone episode, said you were looking forward to Black Mirror. I hope you enjoyed it more than we did. Well, we enjoyed it. That's the issue.
Yes, that's the... okay, spoilers.
We're moving into spoilers.
Yes.
Hopefully you're watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
So, quick rundown of the episode. How would you just go...
How would I go?
Yes. How would you fight your way through this?
Well, we start off the whole thing with 2 friends at a nightclub. Anthony Mackie's character is with his girl. Other guy with a different girl. They show they're really, really tight friends. They live together. Then we jump... I mean, years later, 11 or something?
Yes.
11 years.
So they went from 27 to 38.
It's Anthony's birthday, and his home dude shows up. They haven't seen each other in a long time. They at some point, they actually say it's been a year. They only saw him the last birthday. They don't keep that much in touch. Yeah. But in the past, they did play a game together. They enjoyed a lot. It was called Striking. I want to say Striking Vipers. It was like an early iteration.
Yes.
And it looked like it was on the PS4. I thought it was PS4 controls originally. And then, of course, we're 11 years later, and he gives him Striking Vipers X, which generally just means 10. But it's cooler to say X. And it's like, hey, we should totally play this. Oh, but it says it requires a VR component. Oh, it's in the box. Oh, go fit. It's a little thing that goes on your head, and you're in VR. So, okay, that's cool. We've seen this technology before. It's done by Tuckersoft.
Yes.
Which, if you've watched all this up to this point, you know Tuckersoft has appeared in multiple different episodes, including San Junipero and one other and I just said Bandersnatch. I'm having a seizure.
She's
okay?
like stabbing. Raptor claws.
So they jump into this fighting game, and sweet baby Jesus, this is the dream of VR.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate dream right here. You go basically, it's real life. Yeah. You're in a real life world somewhere else as a different person, as this fighter, and you can fight. And they fight, and then it very quickly escalates to not fighting. Because apparently you can do practically anything in this world.
The key point to this is he asks, is this going to hurt? And the guy, girl, whatever you want to call him.
Yes. His home dude fights as a girl.
Roxy. So
Roxy.
Roxette.
Roxy. Fights as Roxy. Because fighting, of course, you play any character you want. Yeah. I generally pick girls too. That's just how I play any games generally. If I have the option, I'll play as a girl. But he picks a girl. The other guy picks his main dude. Lance. And he's like, hey, is this going to hurt? Well, it has sensations and everything else. So yes, you're going to feel it.
And immediately starts getting his just butt handed to him.
And this is really coolly done. Really cool done. I like the fighting scene. I liked what they did. It was very video game.
Yes.
Which was cool. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is really interesting. And they fight. And
round 2.
I don't remember what point, but
it was at round 2. Yeah,
and then who kisses who?
She just comes at him, and they pretty much just start making out. Like they go, like they start walking towards each other. She like grabs his face, and then life happens. So
without doing a total complete recap, because it'd be really easy, yes. we can get lost in that pretty quickly. The rest of the episode is about that conflict. Him and his home dude now have made out inside the video game.
Yeah.
Home dude really liked it. Wants to continue onward. Anthony Mackie character is like, I don't know if we should. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this is something we should be doing. But then it proceeds to continue this way for the next 4 to 5 months.
Yes. So what you pretty much see throughout the episode is you have 2 totally different lifestyles. His friend, Carl, I think it is, lives kind of like a higher life.
He's a bachelor.
Yes, he's a bachelor.
Who makes good money.
I think he's on a record label of some sort. Yes. I think they mentioned that. And then you have Anthony Mackie, who has kind of the middle class, just normal.
Well, he's settled down. He has a family. He's middle class. They're trying to have a second kid.
So they pretty much...
But things are...
Yeah.
They're settled. They're very
stagnant.
Normal. Nothing's happening. Nothing exciting. It's just a very normal, average life, marriage, everything.
Yes. So you kind of see little hints back and forth of just wanting something more in life. And you kind of see this conflict of him going, am I just wanting something more in life, or is this actually, who I am? Like, am I attracted to my friend?
So you have Anthony Mackie character going behind his wife's back, going into this game so he can screw his friend.
Yes.
In the game. But in the game, his friend looks like Mantis.
Yes, because it is. But
it is Mantis. I could say Mantis.
Yeah.
I mean, we said Mantis. He's playing as Mantis.
Yes, pretty much.
A more human version of Mantis. So he's going into the game to have sex with this girl.
Yeah.
Where his friend is playing as a girl having sex with Lance. And he's totally in with this, and they're both completely 100% in.
Yeah.
And it's behind the back and everything until his wife confronts him because he's been super distant, and he swears to her nothing's going on.
Yes.
Because nothing in real life has gone on, but in this game, they're totally going at it.
So he says, no more, cuts him off, time goes by.
7 months.
And then...
birthday time again.
Yes, and she decides... I'm going to invite your friend over because I remember last year you said you don't talk to him enough. So he gets invited over, and the guy, Danny, is literally like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you really doing here? To which the guy puts a sales pitch up, pretty much. Puts a sales pitch to, you need to come back.
Yeah. Midnight. I'll be on the game. Roxy's waiting. Roxy. He totally plays this off as you need to come back in the game for Roxy. Not for me, for Roxy.
Yes. He pretty much puts it out as literally, I have felt nothing else with anybody else. Only this connection exists between us.
Yes. I have screwed every character in this game, including the
polar
bear.
bear.
Including the polar bear character, which is like, whoa, buddy. That seems weird. It's also really weird that you can screw in a fighting game. That's really strange. It's odd, but it's okay.
I was just wondering how he ended up just starting that with other people, but I guess everybody else was interested and can just.
I mean, if it can go that route, I don't see why it wouldn't go that route at some point.
Well, if you're just randomly fighting with somebody and then they just try making out with you,
I mean, apparently clothes can come off, things can happen, so I mean that could go any way.
But it's just like if you were playing an online game with someone. And just, you guys are fighting each other, and out of nowhere, they just start making out with you.
Well, see, you can't control that in a character. Like with a controller.
Yeah.
But VR is very different. It's a whole weird thing. It's very strange.
I'm just saying, like, how he just initiated it with other people. It's like, with these two, they had a somewhat lonely connection already, and they were fighting, and then just out of nowhere, like, they just start making out. It's like, if you just do that to a random player, either they're going to exit game really fast, or if they're lonely too. I mean,
the thing is, it's not like the characters in the game were unattractive.
No, obviously.
He played as Mantis.
Yeah.
If he was going up against another guy characters, if he wasn't like voice chatting or anything.
True.
This hot Mantis character comes at you and is like, okay, I'll screw the character.
I don't know. According to this guy, though, he said he tried everything with everyone from non-playable, like robotic characters, to other people, to gangs, to just everything.
Yeah.
So I assume that means that you can have multiplayer. So
it's the whole thing. So midnight. Of course, Anthony gets on. They go at it, and then of course Home 2 says, "Oh, I love you."
Yeah.
The inevitable, of course you did.
Yes.
Of course you did. Which, of course, he stops. And then he's like, you know what? Meet me at this place in 30 minutes.
Yes.
So they meet up in real life.
In the rain. Alley somewhere, in the rain. And the first thing that Carl thinks is, oh, he wants to fight me. Okay. So he starts rolling up his sleeves, and Danny's like, we're not going to fight.
We're not fighting. We're going to kiss.
Yeah. He's like, what?
I need to see if this is real.
Yes.
If we kiss and it's real...
I'm in. We'll try. Yeah, we'll try something.
We'll do it. We'll try. We'll do it. We'll go at it.
And so
they do.
He's like, first off, he's like, do you want me to go? Do you want? And he's like, I just go.
Super awkward.
Yeah.
Which it would be.
Yes.
It really would be.
So Carl kisses him, and they stop. They look at each other and go, I felt absolutely nothing. He's like, neither did I.
But Carl's still insensitive. But in the game. Yeah. It's real in the game.
So it kind of just makes Danny go to that point where, fine, we are fighting. This is it. This is the fighting game now.
It's the worst fight I've ever seen.
Yes.
But that comes from two people who actually don't know how to fight.
Don't know how to fight, and I don't think they really wanted to fight each other.
Not really, but he was mad, and they were mad.
It's kind of like the...
So they get arrested. A cop magically, for who knows what reason, shows up. No real good reason other than just to serve the plot.
So wife shows up to pick Danny up, and she's like, why did you get arrested? And he kind of thinks about it and opens his mouth.
And then we cut.
Yes.
And then we're at the birthday again. Another birthday.
So you're kind of thinking, did he tell her the truth? Did he just... Is this going to be a situation where they're kind of in it for the kids, but really he's just, with the guy? Like, what's going on? And you're playing with the scene.
I am.
And so then, birthday's over. You kind of see Carl's character looking like a very lonely, semi... I'm not taking care of myself anymore, holding a cat and wearing a stocking cap. Like, it makes it feel like he's finally moved on with his life, and Carl is still
shows
stuck
him with
in
his
the past.
wife, and everything's fine, and it feels like things just moved on. It feels like, I guess he lied to the wife.
Yes.
And they trade little gifts right at the end, and then Anthony gets on the game, and then she goes out to a bar.
She takes her ring off and puts it in the box, and he gets the game out of the box. So
it looks like once a year they've granted each other. He looks like he told her the truth, and she accepted it. And once a year he gets to get on the game and screw his best friend, and she gets to go out in real life and have whatever excitement she wants to have.
Because at one point in time they're having their anniversary, and she literally is like, "You don't think I'm bored too? You don't think that I want a little, excitement in my life? Some dude tried hitting on me earlier, but I'm committed to this relationship." And so she gets to go out without her ring on and just, get hit on, I guess. I don't know how far she takes it, but...
No idea. So, but that is the episode.
Yes.
That is how the episode ends. It is the episode. Now, if you took out the fighting game and just made him sexting with another guy...
It would have been the same story.
You would have exactly the exact same story. It would have been no different. You had the exact same thing. This fighting game was just a way for these two characters to mingle.
Yes. It could have literally been sexting each other. It could have literally been just an online chat room where you use like a little picture of a girl and a little picture of a dude. Like, it could have been anything.
Exactly. It could have been anything. And that's where this fails, unfortunately.
Yes.
Because it could have been anything. And because the wife never questions anything for 4 or 5 months.
Literally,
anyway.
It doesn't show her waking up in the middle of the night, or it doesn't show her being upset he's spending so much time on the game. It doesn't even mention that she even knows he has the game.
Yes.
So it's just a little weird.
A little weird. Not the worst part. Not terrible or anything. But everything's super well done. It's a super interesting story. But the guy cheating on his wife behind the wife's back isn't like a new story.
No.
It's not anything intrinsically new. It's not different. It's not anything that's remarkably interesting for what we have for Black Mirror. Yes. And the technology added really nothing other than a cool VR scenario.
Yes. Pretty much it is a daytime drama, something you'd see kind of on a soap opera or just some kind of, just a movie in general, like a drama movie in general, except you throw in the fact that they have a virtual reality game. And it's just, I don't know.
Great concept. I totally want to get there. Yeah. That's the coolest type of VR. I've played some cool VR. It is amazing feeling like you're actually in the game. Have you played any VR at all? God, it's cool. It is so cool. Feeling like you're somewhere else completely because you are blacked out. Yeah. Everything you see and you turn and you move and you can bring your hands. But if I could actually, if it was just all in my mind and it was in the game and it seemed real, that would be insanely cool. Playing some of my favorite games, feeling like I'm actually really there would be insane. But that's where we start getting into like the Inception type stuff.
Yes.
People start going places and not coming out because it's better there.
Yeah.
But it's such a cool scenario.
But see, like, even if it had gotten to that point where he was spending so much time playing this video game that the life around him started to crumble and crumble and crumble until he was literally just living. But that would have had to involve a deeper game than just a fighting game.
It would have been different, but that would actually have made for a better story.
Yes.
That would have made for a more interesting thing than just a guy going around behind his wife's back.
Yes.
Which is what this inevitably turned out to be.
And it's like, so, but besides the fact that it was pretty much a daytime drama, we've seen the technology in other episodes.
Yes, this isn't far-fetched. It's not something insanely different.
No. And it's just, that's where it's like, woo.
So, great episode, and if we want to compare it on the Twilight Zone, it's better. I mean, it fits in that Twilight Zone really well and really good. But Black Mirror, in my opinion, is higher standard. It is a better show than the Twilight Zone. Or especially the modern take of the Twilight Zone. For sure. So, you have to compare it to that.
Yeah. So sadly, this one gets a 3 out of 5. But we're hoping for better for the next one.
Really hoping. And as soon as, like I said, we'll be jumping probably to season 4 next. Because I am dying now to re-see season 4. And Amanda hasn't seen it, so we have to. We have to go back. We have to see the goodness that was season 4. Except I had one issue with one episode. But we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, well, let's just jump out of this because we've done way too long. We kind of did a recap, but I felt like it was nearly necessary to explain why we did what we did. For how much we liked it, you only still got a 3. Yeah. And that still hurts me a little bit on the inside.
It does, and it's just, as I said, it's purely for that strong fact of if you take out the one component that Black Mirror sells itself on, you get a show everybody's seen.
Disappointing. Yeah. But anyways, as always, you can reach me at Stars Untraveled. Reach a man at KZPup. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the places, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe. Maybe. Any final thoughts?
I thought you were doing the Macarena, but that's
Macarena.
You're just like...
I don't even really know how that goes. If I got that much right, I'm good. I got lucky.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other final thoughts other than Macarena? All righty then. Till next time, long days and pleasant nights.